Hey, hi. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to teach you how my students and I greet each other. Is that okay? I say "Kumusta" with a wave, and they say "Sir," not "sir," ha? "Sir" with a Filipino accent. Okay, let's see if you got that. Please get ready to unmute yourselves if you're allowed, or write in the chat box, or even just do it on your own. So I say "Kumusta," and you say "Sir." Okay, ready? One, two, three. Kumusta?
Sir.
Sir.
All right.
Sir.
Rock and roll. All right. So thanks for that. That makes me feel so welcome. So hi, I'm Paolo Ven B. Paculan, or as my students call me, Sir Pao. Okay. Yeah. So three things before I begin. One, feel free to write in the chat box. You can even PM me there in the chat box if you want. Two, please remind me of the time. So Janela and anyone can do that. I practice this talk to last for 15 minutes, and I don't want to waste any of your time. So three, don't stress about taking screenshots of the presentation or writing down the sources for my talk. We'll be giving all these to you later. But if it helps you to take screenshots and to take notes, then go. Okay. So as we begin, I'd like to ask you something. Anak ko po yan. Sa munti naming recording studio. Yun, nandito tayo. Slash gym, slash classroom sa bahay. Mahilig po siyang kumanta. Okay, so yan, kita naman dyan. So here's what I'd like to ask. If you are willing to share, please write in the chat box a song lyric that best describes your online communication with students last year. Only if you're willing to share. Okay, for example, mine is "Parang di ko yata kaya." Okay, so again, write in the chat box a song lyric that best describes your online communication with students last year. If you can't think of a lyric, you can just write any word or phrase. So okay, let's read the chat right now. Okay, okay, thanks for para sa mga nag-share ng ano dito sa chat box. Thank you. Okay. You say it best when you say nothing at all. Yun ang communication, di ba? Parang non-verbal. Tsaka parang, yun. Parang ganun lang, di ba? Okay, ganun. Okay, the long and winding road. Ayan. So, naranasan po natin yan, no? Kahit parang ang ikli ng mga sesyon. Yun, sabi ni David Allen. So, thank you. Tsaka, yung kanina galing kay Ma'am Melanie May. Okay. Si Ma'am Marian, I can make it through the rain. Yun, sakto sa panahon ngayon. Maulang panahon. Okay, tsaka yun, no, parang kahit binagyo tayo nung nakaraang taon dahil sa pandemya, parang kaya yan. Basta teacher-student connection. Okay, so kaya mo yan. Okay, so thank you very much for those song lyrics. Tapos yung mga iba, kahit may naisip kayo, tapos nahiya lang kayo ilagay, okay lang yan, walang problema. Okay, so um, fire away. Okay. Kanta ba yun? So parang ricochet, parang ganun. Okay. So far away. Okay, okay. Maganda. So thank you. Galing kay iPhone. Ayan. Tapos si Ma'am Juliet pala nagsabi yung kaya mo yan. Okay, thank you. Okay, tapos this was what teachers missed most, right? So personal communication, real interaction, relationships that are built from being together. Okay, the adaptive design for learning course in module 1 put coach as one of the key ingredients of online learning. The Jesuit best practices checklist lists presence as the first element, first, with helpful suggestions I will echo in this presentation. And you'll also get the link to this, don't worry. Yet, the specific model used in ADL, so here's a nice quote from that. Sasabihin ko rin ba ito mamaya? Okay, so tingnan natin. So another one from the overview of emerging country level response to providing educational continuity under COVID-19 from the Educational Development Trust says the remote teacher starts at a disadvantage, okay, in terms of social interaction and must therefore deliberately strive to remedy this. Okay? So, lugi tayo sa social interaction. Paano natin pupunan? Making students aware of their teaching presence through many different forms of dialogue. So ano kaya yung many different forms of dialogue na yan? Okay? Tas nakasulat din dito, in the same document, student success depends upon having a strong sense of the teacher's virtual presence. Yun. So dapat po nadarama nila tayo, di ba? Alam na natin 'yan. Okay? Tapos galing din ito sa critical inquiry, di ba? Na community of inquiry na ginawa. Actually, matagal na po itong ginawa, di ba? Na dokumento na ano bang nakasulat na date dito, parang 2000, sorry, hindi ko makita ngayon, masyadong maliit. Pero mamaya po makukuha niyo yan. So matagal na. Okay, ang dami, mga 10 years before the pandemic, 20 years before the pandemic, meron ng community of inquiry model kung saan nakikita po natin teaching presence is important. Okay. Yet the specific model used in ADL and which used the term teaching presence was already in a study, ito pala yun, by Garrison and others, on the study of computer conferencing more than 2 decades ago. Okay, so hindi lang ito kutubuhula. Yung kutob natin, hindi lang po yan kutubuhula. The importance of teaching presence is well established by research. So now allow me to share with you some things I learned about how to increase your online teaching presence. These come from my experience last year as subject area coordinator for Filipino in the Ateneo de Manila Junior High School and as ADL coach for the SALT Institute. Okay, so 1. Okay, 1 is have a secret greeting. Ayan, or a secret handshake. Di ba? Yun yung version natin ng secret handshake. Okay, I used to do this for face-to-face classes and it worked very well in making them feel, ayan, signature greeting. I used to do this for face-to-face classes and it worked very well in making them feel, uy, si Sir Pao na yung nagtuturo. Okay, so parang alam na nila, uy, Filipino na. It still works online. Okay, 2, show your face. Okay, it's something they used to see every day for better or for worse. They should still see it often, even in an online setting. If you can't use a picture, use an emoji. Okay, at tandaan nyo po yan. So pag na may email kayo sa estudyante, wala kayong picture, lagyan nyo ng smiley. Okay, lagyan nyo ng emoji. Kasi walang face-to-face communication na wala yun eh. Di ba? So parang kung papalitan po natin ng email, yung araw-araw nating pakikipag-usap sa kanila, hindi pwedeng ganito siya. Di ba? So kailangan laging nandun. Ano yung pakiramdam mo? Ano yung damdamin mo? Kahit na simpleng colon close parenthesis lang. 3. Okay, 3. Have a nickname. Ayan. Okay. So, on my first year of teaching, students used to call me Sir Paculan, Mr. Paculan, Ginoong Paculan, Sir Paolo Ven, etc. Okay, so I decided early on to establish a nickname. I made my own nickname. That was easy to remember, hence Sir Pao. Okay, so not Sir, but Sir. Okay, sign your emails and messages with this nickname. So it really counts. Okay, that it's you. You can even say, some teachers write mama, or kuya or something. Well, not kuya, maybe tito. But if you want, it really helps if you have a nickname. Okay, next. 4, let them get to know you. Okay, reveal certain facts about you they might relate to or even admire. Let them get to know you as a person and not just as a teacher. Okay, so sikreto din po to ng mga di ba, yung mga nagsasalita sa harap natin. Pinapakilala tayo. Ayan, Mrs. P daw, si Ma'am Polly. Yan, so, Ma'am, baka nga pwedeng ikaw magbigay nitong talk na to, pero ako na lang muna, tapos mamaya pakidagdagan na lang. Okay, tapos, yun, let them get to know you. Okay, style to ng mga yung mga may PhD na 3, gano'n, nag-aral sa kung-san-san, tapos gumawa ng mga 10 libro, di ba? Parang magkukwento sila tungkol sa personal life nila. Di ba? You know, my dog, I was taking care of my dog this morning, di ba? Tapos parang ikaw, oh, may aso siya. Yun, di ba? So parang, let them get to know you. Tapos magkakaroon ng connection. Di ba? Na parang, uy, mahilig din siya makinig ng classical guitar, di ba? Uy, mahilig din siya sa 13, wow, astig, di ba? Parang gano'n. Okay. 5, get to know them. Same slide, no? Na parang mangumusta ka. Kilalanin mo sila. When a student does not behave as expected, ang unang tanong, kumusta? Di ba? Ika nga ni Stephen Covey, seek first to understand, then to be understood. So seek first to understand. Okay. 6, respond to their answers. Okay, yung kaninang ginawa ko po, di ba? Pansinin mo sila. Ang sakit kapag hindi. So kanina, di ba, parang kung merong hindi napansin. 7, let them hear their names in sync meetings. Let them read their nicknames and emails. Nicknames po nickname. So importante po yan. Actually, sa mga, meron po akong form email kanina lang pinadala ko sa mga Filipino teachers kasi may Google Classroom kami. May form email akong pinadala. Pero hindi nila alam, ang binabago ko yung first line. Tapos sa first line, meron akong sasabihin na kami lang nakakaalam or alam mo yun, pinagsamahan namin. Tapos dahil doon, sobrang personal. Tapos alam niyo po kanina, dinagsa talaga. Kasi reminder siya na meron silang hindi nagawa sa Google Classroom. So kanina dinagsa talaga yung email ko ng notifications na lahat sila nagpasa. Okay, so kasi PM is the key. Okay, so yun. Okay, susunod. So paano mag-PM? Ito po yun. 8, keep communication lines open. Okay, so sabi ko, mag-chat lang kayo, katulad ng ginagawa nyo ngayon. So, set consultation hours and stay in the Google Meet room even if there's no one there. So, minsan, ginagawa ko po yan dun sa ADL. Parang, Lunes, 4 p.m., naghihintay lang talaga ako. Tapos may pumupunta, may hindi. Tapos nagkaroon ng isang araw, hindi ako pumunta. Kasi nagsawa na ako na naghihintay lang ako. Tapos noon may nag-message sa akin na, Sir, tuloy po ba yung ngayon? Yung consultation time. So ako parang, sayang. So yun, parang just be there. Okay? Always just be a link or a PM away. 9, demonstrate respect. Okay, start on time, end on time, give reasonable homework, show that you are considering their contexts. Okay, so sabi ko, 15 minutes lang to, kaya kanina sabi ni Janela, mga 2 minutes na lang yata natira. Okay, 10, give them gifts. Okay, this might be as simple as something to make their lives easier, a handout you didn't have to make, a contest when the lesson is boring, a video you subtitled yourself, a well-prepared kumustahan question, and tell them that you did it for them. So ano yung gift ko sa inyo? Yun po, yung lahat ng links, kinumpile ko na. Okay, so para sa inyo. Tapos parang, uy, okay to parang may pakialam siya sa amin, di ba? 11, catch them doing something right. Okay? Which I got from the 1-Minute Manager by Ken Blanchard. This was an idea made very real when we visited St. Joseph's Institution in Singapore. Here was our team in 2011 talking to a student from the Philippines who was studying there at that time. Teka, mukhang kailangan ko patayin yung Facebook ko. Okay. Paano ba to? Yun. Okay. Ayan, who was studying there at that time. They told us that at graduation, the student receives a list of all the good things he has done while in school. Isn't that great? No? May naglista. Okay, hindi na ikaw maglilista o magpapatunay sa kanila ng ginawa mo. If only employers were like that. But they can be. No? In our department, we make sure to document little successes. And we counter-check with each other to see if the list is complete. So 12, show your personality. Ayan, so halimbawa ito, ayan, may mga halimaw moves, slides kami na, ito yung mga ginawa nila. 12, show your personality. Use pictures that show what you like, what you watch, what you listen to, where you eat. 13, 14 lang to, Janela, sorry. 13, use conversational language and make messages as short as you can. For example, which would you prefer? Okay. Option A, gawin ang takdang araling ito hinggil sa mga nahinuhang kaisipan sa Kabanata 61 ng nobelang No Limitang Hiri ni Gat Jose Rizal. Tiyaking maipapasa ito bago sumapit ang alas 5 mamayang hapon. Dumoble pa yung mamaya. Okay. Or option B, ano mga naisip mo tungkol sa CAB 61? Pakisulat sa Padlet bago mag 5 p.m. Ox. So yun. This also shows your personality and increases the feeling of connection. 14, last na Janela, sorry. Have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So hindi lang plan B. Sa Pinoy, sinasabi namin sa online setup, kapag wala kang plan G, di ka nagplanong mabuti. Okay, so for example, plan A would be your instructions on the LMS. If some don't pass, plan B, send the group reminder. Plan C, private message. Plan D, talk to class moderator. E, guidance, Ma'am Polly. Plan F, parents. Plan G, magpatulong ka na sa mga officials ng school, di ba? So, and you can go on and on or go back actually. Hindi kita tatantanan is another threat or assurance we make to students. Which now brings us to the title of this talk. PM is the key. Okay? Because in my experience, it usually stops there. But why does it work? Okay, because of all the things you've done before that PM. Di ba? When you've invested heavily in your relationship with a student, you can ask and they will respond. And you'll notice that we were already investing in these ways when we were still face-to-face. Just make sure to find ways to do them online. A few weeks ago, a co-teacher approached me to complain that he felt he was being attacked during meetings. and that we were going very slow because of few people dominated the discussions. So I said, sorry. Akala ko tamang ginagawa ko. Kaya ko naman baguhin kung paano ako mag-facilitate. Then he said, don't worry. We love you, Sir Pao. Noon ko naisip, grabe, buti na lang magkaibigan kami. Di ba? Alam nilang pwede silang humingi sa akin at alam ko rin pwede akong humingi sa kanila. Minsan kahit ng pasensya lang. St. John Bosco, invest first. No? Ayan. St. John Bosco knew this principle. In his preventive system, written in 1877, he noted that the educator, having won the loving respect of his protege, will be able to greatly influence him, warn him, counsel him, and also correct him. So, pag mahal ka na ng student, parang ang dali eh. So, it's actually the relationship that does it. It's not the method. So yes, PM is the key. Okay? But like any PM, it's ineffective coming from a stranger. Di po ba? Okay. And sometimes even creepy. Okay. But it's always life-giving coming from a mentor whom you know from experience has your best interests at heart. So again, the 14 pieces of advice are: have a signature greeting, show your face, have a nickname, let them get to know you, seek first to understand, respond, use their names, keep communication lines open, demonstrate respect, give gifts, catch them doing something right, show your personality, make it short and conversational, and have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Homework. Taking all these tips into account. Okay? Compose an email to follow up a student who has not yet submitted his work. Okay? Meron kaya? May magbabago kaya dahil dito sa 14 tips na to? Dun sa kung paano ka magsulat ng email sa isang estudyanteng hindi nagpasa. So here, thank you very much. And here is my email address. If you want the links to the sources I used for this talk, alam nyo na. Isang PM lang ang layo natin sa isa't isa. So maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much for that insightful talk, Sir Pao. So we will now be starting the Q&A portion. If you have any questions, you may raise your hand and unmute yourself when called, or type your question in the chat box.
Nagko-compose na kasi sila ng Janela yung tawag dyan, sa notes app. Ayan. Diba? So, paano mo gagawin? So, compose an email using the tips shared. Okay? Optional, email it to me. Okay? Para makita ko kung, okay. Oo nga, tama yung ginawa mo or meron pang pwedeng imungkahi. Actually, if you don't have questions, maybe you can add to the list because admittedly, I haven't been teaching every day. I've just been following up my department. Sometimes I've been coaching with ADL, but I haven't been teaching every day. So maybe you have your own pieces of advice to give to each other. O meron po bang message na parang, oo, nag-work yan sa akin. Baka naman pwedeng magkwento yung ilan sa inyo. Na, oo, nag-work yan. Sobrang nag-work yung ganito dahil ganito. Ayan. Okay, meanwhile, kakanta po ako. Talagang ano na. Ayan, sir, paano po pag hindi nagpapasa ng performance tasks? Actually, yun, I feel you po. Yun nga yun eh. Actually, yun yung yun yung namin eh. So, ito po yung plan A to G na ginawa namin. So, thank you for that question, Sir Brett. I feel your pain. Okay, kasi ang dami kong ganyan. So, ako rin. No, ang dami kong mga finalo up na mga teachers or mga kino-coach ko sa ADL. Tapos nakikita ko rin yung mga co-teachers ko na parang, sir, ginawa ko na talaga lahat. Ganun. So, pero yun nga, ang unang tanong, ginawa mo na ba lahat? Meron ka bang plan A to G? So, plan A to G, ito po yun. Pwede nyo i-screenshot yan. Pero kasabay nun, pag nagawa mo na yan, tas hindi pa rin, Kala ko nga po, start of the school year, akala ko kapag may plan A to G ka, foolproof na siya. Pero hindi talaga eh. Meron kasi talagang mga estudyante na iba na talaga yung mental health issues nila. 'Di ba? Yung hindi na talaga nila nakayanan yung schoolwork, mga ganun. So, parang ang dating po sa akin, at least have a plan A to G. If it doesn't work, at least alam mo na nagawa mo na lahat. 'Di ba? Ang kulang na nga lang po dito, plan H, puntahan mo sa bahay. 'Di ba? Kaya lang bawal pa 'yun kasi 'di ba, mga quarantine rules yan, ano. Pero 'yun, nabalitaan ko po sa ibang schools ginagawa nila 'yun. So baka kahit ngayon, kahit sa panahong 'to. So 'yun, if you have a plan H tas pinuntahan mo na sa bahay, talagang wala pa rin, nakakulong pa rin sa kwarto, parang ano na lang po, basta Diyos na lang natin. Pero let's have a plan A to G. Yun lang. Sir, I really like the talk. My question po, paano po pag gabi nagtanong or nag-inquire, will you still answer it? Maganda po yan. Magandang tanong yan. Kasi sa amin po, gumawa kami ng rule na past 5 p.m., pag minessage ka pa ng estudyante, di ka na, di ka na sasagot. Okay, para na rin sa sarili mong mental health yun. No? Tsaka para hindi sila masanay na gawin yun. That being said, baka naman grabe yung tinext sa inyo. Baka, sir, ano po, sobra po ako naman problema. Sir, may hawak na po akong patalim, ganun. Di ba parang, hindi, bukas pa eh. Di ba? 8 a.m. pa yun. Di ba? Di mo naman sabihin ganun di ba? Parang, siguro depende. Sabihin mo lang, sir, ano po ibig sabihin ng homework natin sa Google Classroom? Halimbawa, ganun lang. Baka pwedeng bukas mo sagutin yun. Di ba? So, yun. Pero yun, I think kung may clear boundaries ng normal communication, it helps. Pero kapag yung mga hindi normal, yung nag-share lang talaga siya, sir, nag-aaway po yung yung mga magulang ko. So hindi ko po alam gagawin. 'Di ba? Sabi mo, "Oh, sige, pwede bang bukas message mo ako 8 a.m." 'Di ba? Hindi, 'di ba? So baka if you need to, you might have to refer to guidance, 'di ba? Or even to the um, medical professionals, depende sa malaman mo. Okay, sana po nasagot ko 'yon, Sir Mark Arnold. Yan. Tapos thanks for the short, kay Ma'am Juliet. Practical and doable tips. Send a random email or PM in chat just to ask them how they are doing. Opo. Oo. Oo nga. Ginawa ko rin yan sa Filipino department dati. Parang pag Friday, gusto ko talaga sila kumustahin. So nagsisend ako ng group chat. Kumusta na kayo? Merong mga isa o dalawa na magre-reply. Pero ang ginawa ko minsan, talaga, isa-isa. Parang, uy, kamusta ka na? Blank. Tapos, ikaw, kamusta ka na, blank? Yung kapatid mo, di ba? Parang kapag ginanon mo na, biglang lahat na sila sasagot eh. Di ba? Kasi they don't feel like, wala. Lahat, parang, you love your fellow man. Hindi. Mahal niya ako. Parang ako, nakita niya ako. Di ba? Parang ganun dahil doon. Nagre-reply sila. Kaya, sabi ko nga po kay Father Johnny, tinanong niya, anong pangalan ng talk mo? Sabi ko, PM is the key. Actually, yun na yung talk ko eh. PM is the key. Yun na yun. So parang yun na po. Tandaan niyo lang yung title ng talk. Tas sana alam natin what to do before that PM and how to compose that PM. So yun yung sinubukan kong gawin kanina. Okay. Will these tips work for grade school po? Thank you, sir. Tanong ni Ma'am Alexandria. I think some will work even better, di ba? Yung give gifts, di ba? Alam niyo po, yung nakapanood na ako hindi ko alam kung nag 5-1 talk na kayo o yung mga nagtuturo ng ng English, yung mga Chinese na bata. Alam niyo ang gifts nila doon, talagang virtual lang. Talagang, okay, because you got that sentence, I'll give you a star. Tapos ilalagay nila dito sa whiteboard sa likod. Tapos yung mga bata tuwan-tuwa. Yun lang ha. May star lang. O kaya minsan, I'll give you a pineapple. Parang pineapple. Gusto mo ba yung pineapple? Pero the mere fact na meron silang points na nilalagay mo sa likod mo at nakikita nila, wow, ang dami ko na na-achieve. Ang laking bagay po. So yun yung give them gifts, di ba? Tapos demonstrate respect. I think it's use their names, di ba? Yun eh. Let them get to know you. I think some will work even better with grade schoolers, lalo na or mga kahit kinder, di ba? Halimbawa, nalaman nila naglalaro ka ng Plants vs Zombies. Yung pala addict siya sa Plants vs Zombies, di ba? Parang ang laking bagay. Okay. So, thank you kay Sir Brett. Yun, mukhang nasagot naman. Si Sir Mark Arnold mukhang nasagot din. Tapos, yun. Ang isa pa po yung, actually, parang, ano nga ba yan? Kay M. Scott Peck ko yata nabasa eh. Na na parang sabi, parang minsan magkakaroon ka ng magulang. Ano to? The Road Less Traveled. Sorry, medyo malayo na. Sabi niya parang, minsan meron kang magulang, hindi niya talaga alam kung paano ka mahalin. Pero kung sa loob-loob niya, mahal ka niya talaga. Mararamdaman mo yun. Sabi, kahit di niya alam kung paano ka mahalin. So parang, I think yun pa rin eh. Di ba? Parang, these tips are not for people who will fake it eh. Di ba? Na parang, ang dali-daling i-fake nitong mga bagay na to eh. Di ba? Pero kapag yung kinumusta mo pa lang sila, kumusta? Tapos talagang sincere ka na gusto mo makikipag-connect sa kanila. I think they feel it eh. Kesa yung isang tao na, okay, I will follow advice number 1. Kumusta? Di ba? Yun. Pero kung kahit di mo alam kung paano, kung mahal mo sila, lalabas. I agree with your tip number 4. Let them get to know you. It builds connection even by low-key sharing for the class. To the class. For example, before I start my sync session, I play my playlist 10 minutes before the time. At first, it's just to build connection. Pero later on, it also became a technique to invite them to join the class early. Oh, opo. Oo. Yung lalo na yung sa simula, yung so thank you Ma'am Shane Faith. Okay, sa simula yung tinatanong ko yung mga hilig nila. Kaya ako tinatanong yun. Kasi sasabihin ko, nakikinig ka ng Chopin? Ako rin, nakikinig ako ng Chopin. Tapos, nakikinig ka Metallica? Ay, grabe. Sobrang Metallica fan ako. Gusto mo marinig yung collection ko. So, parang, yun yung yun yung parang connection. Actually, nagkaroon ako student dati. Wala siyang ibang sinabi sa akin. Minsan mag-PPM yan, no? nung pwede pa mag-PM after class. Mag-PPM siya, sabihin niya, Sir, dahil nakikinig ka kay Debussy. Sir, narinig mo na ba tong piyesang to ni Debussy? Tapos sabihin ko, paborito ko yun. Di ba? Ito nga, favorite kong style, yung ganito. Kung hindi dahil kay Debussy, hindi siguro kami nagkaroon ng connection. Early on, very early on. Di ba? Tapos yung gitara, may gitara sa likod ko, di ba? So, sadya yan, di ba? Kasi yung mga tao sabihin, uy, may studio, lahat ng musikero, kuha ko na. Di ba? Tapos sasabihin nila sa akin, Sir, may banda ka. Di ba gano'n na? Sir, anong favorite band mo? Kasi yun yung una mong itatanong dahil nakita mo may drums ako tsaka may gitara ako eh. Di ba? So parang kuha rin eh. So sasadyain mo rin na na parang may mga binabato ka. Tapos may kita na, uy, pwede yun. May connection kami. Sometimes it's not even Filipino eh, di ba? Yung connection. Parang, uy, nanonood ka ng Rurouni Kenshin? Oh, stig yun. O, di ba? So parang dahil doon, connected na kayo. Then you can enter with Filipino. Okay, dahil 3 minutes na lang daw, about 1 minute ago or 1.5 minutes ago, hindi ko makita yung direct quote from Don Bosco. Ayun yung hinahanap ko talaga. Pero may nabasa ako sa voluminous writings of Don Bosco. May nabasa ako dati. Sabi niya, gusto ko mahalin ako ng mga estudyante ko. Gusto ko idol nila ako. Bakit? Kasi pag idol na nila ako, gagayahin nila na mahal ko yung Diyos. Di ba? O kaya, pag mahal na nila ako, kaya ko nang buhos sa kanila yung pagmamahal ng Diyos na nakikita ko. So, baka yun po, na parang, let's look for ways to help them to feel that they are loved and maybe for them to reciprocate. And then, eventually, you can make them love what you love. At kung yun yung tinuturo ninyo, tagumpay. Ayun. Okay, so yun na po. Ayan, thanks for sharing these tips. Even if we need to follow physical distancing, let's continue to maintain the social connection. PM is the key. Yan, opo. Ma'am Polly, PM lang tayo. Okay, so Ma'am Cynthia, thank you rin po. Ma'am Ella Marie, thank you po sa 5 blue hearts. Okay, thank you. Very nice tips. Pamain lang po. Dalawa lang. Okay, maraming salamat po. Ayan, thank you, thank you. Okay, Ma'am Bambi, thank you. Ma'am Nina, Ma'am Kay. Sana po may natutuhan kayo. At muli, PM lang po tayo. PM nyo lang ako kung meron pa kayong kailangan. And if you want the links, bibigay ko po talaga. Actually, may document na ako na prepared. I'll just forward you the link.